Over the year, I track everything that I paint. I put it into a spreadsheet. Now that the year's turned over, I can take a look back at what I managed to finish in 2025. 224 models, 224. I didn't start everything this year, but I did finish all of these models. They don't get marked off on the spreadsheet unless they're finished. The majority of what I did was work on my Tau army. My friends and my partner both pulled me into Warhammer 40k, the gaming scene for it a few years back, and I've had a lot of fun working on it ever since. I made some really nice Tau battlesuit models. I thoroughly enjoy the mech style of the Tau army. My favorite was probably the Riptide I bought. I've named her Cake. I bought the model originally because I wanted to use her as a damage sponge, which is how she got the nickname Cake. Sponge Cake. But she quickly became one of my favorite models from the whole year, and I typically bring her over the original Riptide that I made a few years back. I also had some fun doing a ghost keel and a bunch of classic stealth suits in this like half-cloaked style. I've always seen people like pictures of this online and people talking about how much fun it is to do the terrain as a cloaking field thing, but I've never actually seen it in person, so I decided to give it a go. Since then, I've actually figured out a way that I can make the effect look a little better, so I'm hoping to find some time next year to touch that up a little bit. I'm also quite proud of my biggest model this year, which easily goes to the Tau Storm Surge. People love to do this thing with Titanic models where they have them stomping on or crushing on enemies on their base. They'll put down like a enemy tank or something and have it crushed underfoot. It's a lot of fun, but the Tau army is exclusively a very long-ranged kind of army. So I thought what might work better is if I built some kind of like barricade. That way I could do like a medic, maybe behind a holographic barrier protecting a guy. And I did manage to do that. I wish I could go back and make it a bit bigger, but I really like the way it turned out. I had a lot of fun with this model on the table. I've even fantasized about fielding a team with like 3 of them. One of the biggest things that I struggle with in 40k is the hundreds of different stats and rules for every different unit. I often run teams that have less diversity just to reduce the mental load that I have to like take on while I'm playing. While we were at our friendly local game store, we found one of those boxes of the Kroot Hunting Party from not 2025, but I believe 2024. So 2 years ago, or yeah, whatever, 2 years ago. It was such a good deal that we decided to grab it and take it home. And I had a lot of fun with that one. I did my best to try to incorporate some of the Tau technology in with the Kroot. It always felt like the two factions, they're supposed to be part of the same faction, but they never felt quite like they meshed properly. So I tried to help bridge that gap a little bit. One of my favorite builds from the year has to be my Broadside Kit Bash. The Broadside is a slow, heavy railgun unit, but the kit has like a missile loadout option as well. Using the leftover missile arms and parts from a spare recon drone out of a Pathfinder kit, I made this cool little drone broadside like floating thing. I really liked it. I mostly just thought it would be a fun build, but I started bringing it in the campaign that me and my friends are doing, and it's been doing a great job. Something that's dedicated to killing Space Marines is very useful in a game that has a lot of Space Marines. Who knew? As far as terrain goes, probably the biggest thing that I painted this year, aside from my Storm Surge, is a spaceship that had crashed. It was a kit that my friend bought online somewhere. It was all 3D printed on a filament printer. Took a lot of time to hide the layer lines. Sadly, I don't know that I got pictures of it. So if you're seeing them right now, great. And if not, it happens. It was something I painted for a friend, like I said, so I don't have it anymore. Last year, we got the Hivestorm box set in a gift exchange they did at the Warhammer store. We divided up the units originally, but since then, I've acquired my own Vespid and painted them up. I really like the green as opposed to the orange that came in the box set. However, my partner's been doing a really cool Murder Hornet kind of theme. But overall, we managed to finish the terrain, get it all done this year before the next gift exchange, which I felt was important. You can't be in the gift exchange if you still haven't finished all the models from your last gift exchange. And then lastly, my partner printed me this really cool Star Wars themed terrain set that the Eons of Battle YouTube channel had as part of their like monthly terrain packages. It was a lot of fun, and it's upstairs with the rest of my Star Wars Legion stuff right now. Speaking of Star Wars Legion and terrain, I also, like right before the end of the year, knocked out this cute little C-3PO R2-D2 crashed escape pod set. I managed to put it, instead of on Tatooine, I decided to make it as part of my purple Star Wars Legion alien world. I think I managed to knock that out in like a day, which I'm pretty impressed by how quickly that came together. But those are the highlights of my painting for the year. If I had to pick my top 3 models of the year, it would probably be Cake, then that kit bashed broadside that I did with the missiles, and then lastly, one I didn't show you guys yet, at the very start of the year, if you've ever seen Tau models, they have antennae that are just super easy to break off and they're kind of fragile. But you get tired of fixing all these antennae after a while because they get dropped and models get knocked over or they get caught on puffy sleeves. So I decided, instead of fixing this, what if I made it look broken on purpose? So I made this cute little model here of just the saddest little gun drone that's just, oh, you just feel bad looking at him. Look, he's so beat up and he's trying his best. But I had a lot of fun with that model. Looking forward to the next year, I'm hoping to start the Leagues of Votan set. I teased this in the last video I made about my paint palette, but a couple of my friends bought me some of the starter boxes. I'm very excited about them, and last year I also managed to knock out both of the Leagues of Votan Kill Team sets. So the Hearthkin Scavengers and the Jaeger somethings. I can't remember off the top of my head, but dwarves in leather coats versus dwarves in spacesuits. Both of them were a lot of fun, and I had a really good time putting them on my spaceship terrain bases. So these are bases that I make out of plastic card and sprue and tubing. It's a lot of fun to make, and I want to do the entire army in this set. However, I'm rethinking the color scheme. I wanted to theme them like they're from the show Red Dwarf, so they're all on red spaceship bases, because I wanted to really be obvious with that homage. But the more I think about it, the more I want to put them on like a creamy off-white style base, like Star Wars spaceship style base. I don't know. But that's it for my look back and a little bit of a look forward. I hope to be doing more videos this year, and I hope you guys enjoyed them. Take care. And remember, the world is a better place every day you're in it. Bye. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm doing this. I am almost 40 and I'm making videos about little plastic toys that nobody else cares about. Oh, what is my life?